You have to open a folder. Okay, we want to build our own application. We have to open a folder. This folder, it will be a directory for our program. So kindly open a folder, a new folder here on your desktop. I'm going to navigate and get a new folder. I will say, all right, let me say investment, or maybe my face app. All right, my face app, you can name it anything. All right, that is it. Then find a place and put it down. Boom. Great. So this is what we are going to do. First, we are going to put all our application here, right in this folder. Then the next thing that we have to do, we need to refresh ourselves. I believe you have downloaded the Visual Studio Code, and also you have downloaded the Anaconda. I'm going to look for my Jupyter. Right, here is it, Jupyter. Then just type, you can say this one. Then when you click it, it's going to open, and start the Jupyter Notebook for us. That is how you're going to do, so that the server will open. Boom. Right, you can see it right now. I'm just hosting on this local host, 8888. This is it. You can see it. As soon as you do it, you are going to see something like this, right? You're going to see something like this, including all your own folders. The one you have done them. You can see your documents, your downloads, all the folders, your directories. You see them here, right in here. All right. Yeah, the first thing that we need to do here is that we need to ensure that we have our own we locate our own folder wherever it is. Kindly locate your own folder here. My own folder is under this. I'm going to locate it, and desktop, I will double click it here, and then right, I have my folder here. You can see my folder here, my face app. I'm going to double click it right here. Okay, when I double click it right here, this is my folder. Yes, this is my folder. Everything that I'm going to do is going to be inside this folder. So now what we need to do here, I'm going to create my face notebook. My face notebook. Then we come here. You see, you come here, you say new. Here, this is a notebook. You can create a file here. You can create a file here. You can create also folder, your console, your terminal. So I'm going to create my face notebook here. Then I'll hover and click here. So once I click here, it's going to open for me my face notebook. That is it. Here, this is the shell. And we are going to is selecting direct here from here, Python 3. Here I will just click yes. This is what I'm going to do. So now I have my own face notebook, but it's on title. Here you can see it here, it's on title. So I'll come here and click it, and then change the title. Let's say let me say notebook. My notebook. Change it, my notebook. Notebook. Right, I'll just make it like this. Boom, and rename it. Great. Now I have the title of my notebook here. This Jupyter is very, very crucial. Once you download Anaconda Navigator, it comes with it. You can also launch it from there, and also it comes here. I have my own notebook title here. Everything is correct. If you look at it from the top, if this is your first time opening this, you're going to see it contains some titles bar here. You can see them just like, you know, we have them in Microsoft Word. You have file, you know, you're going to see new console, save your notebook, save as, save all, rename, a lot of this, you know, you're going to see them here. This one, they are all self-explanatory. You can see them, you know, just like undo, redo, and so many things here that you are going to see them. Yeah, but where are we going to write our code? Basically, this is where we're going to write our code here. This is where we're going to write our code, and it's just simpler and easy. You can see this one, if you know, you can see these icons once you hover into them. Also, let's say for example you need another one, you can just click here and then plus it will add it to you, or you can just click delete, it will delete it. And this one is just like, you know, cut. This one also, you see it like copy and paste, and this one is for you to run your own program. So it's very, very simple. We are going to test to see how this is going to be very helpful for us. As the name imply, you know, note, it's just like you are writing a note. You just write your own code right here, and also you can write your note in attached to it, just like you are writing a note. Everything you can write a note here. Let's say for example here, if I want to write note, I'm not going to write code. You know, here, this you can see here currently is on code. I can change it to mark it down, right? If I mark it down, and then I will just press hash like this. If I press hash like this, I will just write this is a note, right? And that is it. Okay, so, and again also I can just write double hash like this and say this is a second node, right? Second node. This is a second node. I mark it down, and you can see it is just what is just a node. I can also write, let's say maybe yes, I can itemize it. Let's say 1. Okay, this one is section 1, section 1. Okay, and then say also this one section 2, section 2, right? Section 2, section 3, something like that, you know, just, yeah, section 3, no, section, yeah, 3, something like that. I can write my note here just like that. Okay, if I want a break, you know, I just want a line or something like that, here also the same thing. Now I want to add this, and I say okay, maybe I want a line. I can just press I will press shift 1 3. You just press 1 2 3 dash like this, 1 2 3. I'll just mark it down right like this, and just hit sorry here, let's say code here. I'll just 1 2 3, just want to create a line, 1 2 3. I can create a line here and mark it down like this. Okay, yeah, you can see it now. I create a line. I just want a space maybe between my note and also my code, just like this one. So it makes I can read my own code. I can also write my own note here nicely. I can also hear the same thing, how we write, you know, how we write our own how we write our this thing, our comment. We can just write comment here. This is a comment. Second, this is a comment. All right, so this one, it will serve as a comment here. You can see it nice, you see. So if I continue, I can just write my own comment just how it is here. I can just duplicate it if I want to also delete it. I can delete it, or if I want to take this one up, I will take this one up, or maybe down. I need one down. I can just take one down or something like that. Okay, so move up, move down, move up, move down. I can move it up or down. So this is it. This is a brief way you can be able to navigate here and how you can just do it effectively. That is power of Jupyter Notebook. It's just like you are writing your own code and also writing a note in attached to that one. You can write anything that you want to do apart from commenting. You can write something, you can take a note, you can do so many things on this. That is it. Right, so now we have tested how we can write a note attached to it and also comment. You can see it just for your own reference. This is how it is. Now we are writing a code. If you are writing a code here, ensure this is also on code and you have it written. Example like this one, I'm going to take this one out and also maintain this. Right, so this is where you write your code, you declare a variable, you do everything that you want to do. Ensure here is it that ensure is on code, and then you come and you write your code here. Let's say example, I want to declare a variable. I can come here, I say name and then equaled, name and then equaled, I will just say here name equaled and James. Right, okay, that is it. And I want to call my own, I want to print it and then print here, okay, name. So when I say like this, I want to print it, right, I will just type shift and then enter. Shift on your keyboard and enter, or you can just click here, shift on your keyboard or enter, then it prints back my own variable here.
Sorry, can I quickly take you back? How we get here, click a summary, please.
Okay,
Starting from where you create the folder, my first app.
okay,
Thank you.
did you just join right now or you were there?
I joined, but because of network,
Okay,
it was on and off.
all right. I think this lecture is on record, but basically let me stop it a bit. All right, so this is how it is. For you to be able to do it here, to print it, you declare a variable and you say x is equal to 5, and then you want to print the value of that. You then say print here and then x, right? So you type shift and then hit enter. Is going to print you the value of your variable here. And also you can use this one here also to run your own code. Everything will work better and fine for you. So this is just a brief introduction to this, so that you understand how you can be able to work this one. These are the basic things that you should know on this. I'm sure we are going to also introduce you to so many things, how you can navigate around whenever you have problem, or how you can be able to know some of the features of this Jupyter Notebook. So this is just the Jupyter Notebook, right? So I'm going to assume that from here we've seen how we are going to navigate and use this. So try to take note of that, how we are able to come to this. Now let me pause here a bit once again, to be able to declare. We will start by number 1, declaring our variable here, right? So just say variables. Okay, all right. Very good. So we declare our variable here first. So for declaring our variable, we know we just go straight and just name our variable, just like this. If we give a name and then we just assign the value to it, here is it, like this. All right, in our previous lesson, this is what we have done. So in Python, when you look at it, or maybe in programming, let me just say this: the very first thing that we look at it, we look at how does Python store data. Number one, yes, how does Python store data, the repetition, and the decision making. These three things. Number one, we look at what? We look at this is, we say number one here, we say storing data, right? Number two, we say repetition. Okay, number three, we have also decision making, right? Decision making. These are the three things we always have to look at it. Yes, you store data and also repetition and then decision making. This is normally what happens here and there. So what kind of data do we store? We store different types of data. Yes, we store different types of data. Now we have the first one, numerical data. As it is, we have numerical data to store directly, and this numerical data too, there are how many? Let's say for example we have here the numerical data. Now we have number one, we have what? We have float, right? Float. We have integer, right? Okay, sorry. We have number two, right? And we have number three, what? Okay, this one. All right, numerical data. And yes, so this is what we look at when we are talking about what? When we are talking about storing data numerically on the computer system. These two things, they are under a numerical data. So here, what are the numerical data? The integer that we're talking about here is what? The number without decimal point. Number without decimal point. That is the integer here. Number without what? Without decimal point. Number without decimal. Number without decimal points, right? Number without decimal points. That is what? That is integer. And the float also, we have what? We have number with decimal point. Number with decimal points. Number with decimal point. This is it. So now this is the numerical data, and we say storing data and also repetition and decision making. Yeah, that is what also happen every time you write the code. It's surrounding around this. So now we have this first numerical data, and we have float and also integer. Now if it is this one that we are looking at, sorry, I did not comment this one, thank you. Right, this one, the example of it, we are going to look at it. This is the integer. We look at it is just without decimal point, like this. Sorry, let me just put it down. Okay, example like this one is just simple. Then we just go and write what? One, let's say, let me open bracket here. Let's say 10, 20, 100, right? 1000. There's no what? There's no decimal point. point of this. So that is what example of what the float. Yes, and also the one with integer here, the example of this one would be the example example of what, of so integer. All right, thank you. Example of integer, any number without decimal point. This is it, example of integer. And then the next one we say example of what? We say example of float. So we have 4.5, right? We have 5.6. I'm writing someone's GP 6.99 or something like that. So anything has to do with this, they are surrounded within this particular place. That is what numerical data that is stored in Python. So around this one here. So now, very simple and easy. Let's look at the code example for this, how it's going to work. Right, let's look at the example for this one. We say it's okay, the example of what? The float as it is. We have written this, we just assign a value. We say yes, let's say student student score right is equal to 4.5, right? Yes, this is it. We have written it, very simple, something that is going to output something for us here. This one, the result here is going to what? We assign this student score is 4.5. Then if you call it, it's going to print it for you, just like that as it is. Print, then student, right? Student score, going to be lazy, and they hit shift enter, then it's going to print it for you directly here. You declare the variable. This is just a label to identify the value of this, just like you go and carry a bowl and put your own salt inside and write name. You just get a label, write something, and paste it on the we have assigned this student score to this one. All right, this is the label and this is the value. So now we have what? Store data in the memory of our own computer, and then we call the data. And it outputs the data for us. It decides also right now that we have ask the Python to print it for us. Then it decide and make a decision, and then was call our own value assigned to this. So this one, you see, storing data and also what decision making to output the value also here. So now if we want to do a repetition, we are going to do looping, or maybe if you define a function that you want it to go and repeat himself again and again, that is how it's going to repeat your code over and over and over and over again. That is how it works from this one. So basically that is what we should also be looking at it in here. So that is for what? For the float. And we have string also, that the string, we know this is the string here. We have string, anything that has to do with what? Anything that has to do with words. But example here, before you will go there, if we say if you define name like this, and we assign here, and we put this in a double quote, and we put it in a double quotation mark here like this, this is not a float, and it is a number. Please, who is this? Somebody here. this one is not what is not what it is a string right now, because we put it in a quotation mark, though it's a number, but Python is going to treat it as a string because it's in between double quotation mark right now. So now, for example, now how are you going to do it? If you just let's say you print it like this, you print and here, right, and then you print your going to output the value of what? The value of 3, the value of 3. So you can check also this one to know, is it a string or is it a float or number or something like that? Because this is a number, right? Of course here, but here this is not a what? This is not a number that Python is going to treat. This is a string because you have put a double quotation mark in it, and also is just going to treat as what? As a string. Now I want to just ask a very simple question here for some people. I know you guys know it. How do you identify if it is a string or if it is not a string? What Python inbuilt are you going to use also to identify if it is a string or if it is not a string? How can you identify that? Can anyone help? My network is correctly here. So but if you want to check here, this number here, this particular one, the student number, you say that is going to give you different thing, which you say here double quotation mark, and then you write type. Okay, you write type and double quotation mark, and you say student score here, and then here hit what? Enter. You know, it's going to give you what? Float. This is a number, this is a number, but you know this one is treated as what? Is treated as cause is in double quotation mark as it is. So this is what how Python treats string and also float. So whenever you put in double quotation mark, is going to treat it as float. So it's very important, very crucial for us to understand this part of it. Now, as we have declared the variables, you've declared the variable. There are so many things you can do with it after declaring it. Now, there are so many things you can do with it. You can just reassign you can change the variable. You can reassign another new variable. You can also you can also add some new weights to it. You can also check to see the length of that. You can check the length of your own variable to output it for you. There's so many things also you can do that. But today we've check and see. We use this type to ensure if it is this our own variable. I mean value, is it a string or it is a string or it is a float? So that is how you're going to do for any data. You can be able to find out how it is which class specify the data.